Hi and welcome to our first look at the FrontApp. Now, this will be most useful for people who are looking for a simple, beautiful help desk solution for their business and don't want to get tied up in the whole thoughts of ticketing and their clients getting emails that look like they're from a help desk and needing their clients to log in, create accounts, and just add extra friction between a customer getting the help that they need and just buying your product. So what we're looking at here is the FrontApp current home screen, which I'm sure will change as most home screens do for the actual design of it in terms of help desk solutions. So you can see, just my own personal opinion, I really like the look of this. Like, I come in, it gives me a really good idea of exactly what this app does. I love that it's got a screenshot of the actual app in use, so you can look straight away and go, okay, this ties in with my kind of design principles, what we're looking for in our business. Looks friendly, looks like something I've used before. I like the just having the logos of the other companies that they've worked for. Gives you that little bit of extra comfort knowing that they're working for some of the bigger companies around. Has a few of the features that they've got here. Gives you a few more features, keeps going down. You can see all of this on frontapp.com. One of the interesting things, which is quite different to a lot of the other help desk solutions, is that where Front is currently available, so you can actually download it as an app for Mac, Windows. You can just use it straight from a web browser, which we're using at the moment. Interestingly, on the mobile, you go to m.frontapp.com. They are going to have an actual app in the app stores coming out shortly, but at the moment you just go onto m.frontapp.com. You can, if you're on an iPhone and you're using Safari for your browser, you can save it to your home screen. So it's kind of like an app to do the same kind of thing. So we're just having a quick look at that. Now I just wanted to show you, compared to a few other help desk software homepages. Here's another popular one, Spiceworks. These are the kind of pages that did turn me off looking at help desk solutions, because I looked through them, and when you get onto this one, I mean, it's still got, you know, the logos, things that you can click on, which is great, but a lot of them just get quite bogged down in actually all the text around it, and so you're thinking, where do I click from here? Oh, I'll go, which one of these do I run an IT help desk? What's going on? Another one which I thought, which does have a free option, probably just the most cluttered of the ones that I looked at. When you're looking at the features pages, you end up with pages like this, where there's this is the Zoho help desk. On this one, I mean, you're clicking through pages that do have a lot of content, and there's so many different places that you can click and end up thinking, where in the world am I? What feature? I'm sure there's some people who get so overwhelmed by how much they've got, they just think, oh, this has everything. Let's get this one for our business. So perhaps that's why people sign up to Zoho. And they do have some good features, and I'm sure it suits some people. Another, probably the most popular, is Zendesk. We did have a look at this. There's quite a lot to set up in terms of costs. They are a lot higher. So as with most help desk software systems, you'll see pages like this where they've got their pricing, and you look at it and go, oh, $1 per month, or it's free to start for a few agents. And I mean, for Zendesk, the majority of people, I'm sure, are using this plus plan. So at $50 per agent, I guess it would work if you had, say, a smaller company or a company with really large revenues. But in our case, where we actually have a lot of contractors working, to have, say, 50 to 100 people using this, the costs are going to be through the roof compared to what some of the other ones are charging. And you'll often find with these free plans that when you scroll down and you're having a look through features here, I mean, things like email, phone support, you're thinking you could live without on some of these smaller plans, but you often get down and you're looking through all the features and you might find what's something for us. I'll just have a quick scroll. Time tracking was one thing that we wanted to use, so you've got to have a plus plan to use that. What was some of the other ones? Internal knowledge base would have been great for us to use, but we would have needed the plus for that. So those things where you're looking at larger sums of money for lots of people using it, but there's definitely going to be some businesses where if you've only got a few people, then that will be fine. So we'll just have a quick look now at the pricing for the FrontApp at the moment. So you do have 2 users under the free plan and just 1 shared inbox. So if you had something like a sales at your domain name, that could work, or a support at your domain name, and that still has all the basic features. I love how uncluttered this is. This is really handy when you're comparing. Interestingly enough, in the standard and premium, they've got the set price, so $29 per month and $99 per month, but it's got a set number of users included, which is kind of tied in with, if you're trying to compare them all, this is, $9 per month is generally what that pricing is, and this is around $19 per month. If you pay annually, I think it's a 17% discount, so this is about $16 per month. So if you've got a lot of users, that'll help you to calculate that. You might think that you could get away with this one, which the majority of companies probably could get away with using this one, having 5 shared inboxes. So you'd have sales at your domain, support at your domain. What else might you have? You might have a few users with their own direct one with your name at your domain. The only letdown in this plan is it doesn't have the automated rules, which we'll have a quick look at later. Just really handy if you want to have, say, emails coming into a specific, say, like a customer support at domain name, and then you wanted to have it routed, say, for a specific customer or a specific company going to a specific agent, then you'd use automated rules for that, which isn't under this plan, but still $9 per month, and it might be under $8 per month with the yearly discount, is still fantastic for the actual functionality of this app. And the premium is a great option as well, especially compared to some of the other plans that we looked at. So that the HelpDesk one, let's have a look. Yeah, so even for that, you'd have 2 users being close to $100 per month, whereas on this one you'd have 5 users. And a lot of it comes down to the design, the apps that you want to use. HelpDesk does have some good mobile apps and fantastic analytics, but if you want something scaled down, definitely have a look at FrontApp. Next, what we'll do, we'll just go into the FrontApp main screen that you get when you log in. So I've set up an inbox already here. I've also put in 2 team members, but we'll have a quick look at how you do that. So if I'm adding a new inbox, I'll just click on Add a New Inbox, and there's a few options. You can connect up your Google Apps account, if you've got a Google group, other providers, what I've been using. You can also add in Twitter, which is interesting, and Twilio for if you've got phone calls and SMSs coming in as well. Twitter's interesting. It takes a second for you to get your head around the fact that direct messages are coming in to an email inbox and you're sending them out. But if you're happy with that, it's good to have it all in one spot. If you're clicking Other Provider, we might just set up an inbox now. So we'll just call it the Want Innovation inbox and add in an email address. The good thing is that you can select your members from here. So I might have 2 of us, just one of the test users, create inbox. Now what this does is it sets up a forwarding address. Now to set this up, there's going to be in the FrontApp HelpDesk articles that they have on their website, their kind of support section. They'll have how to set that up in your email provider, in your domain provider. For me, all I had to do was go in and find the email section of my domain name hosting, go in and update. Just let me have a think. What did I do? So I created a new alias on there, so where it would actually send any emails that would generally go to test at address through to that forwarding address, but you can always look that up for your own provider or have a look on the FrontApp website. So we'll just close that off, and I'll show you over here. That's where it shows up. So if you click on there, that'll show any of the email messages, or if it's a Twitter one, it'll show you the Twitter direct messages that are coming through. I really like this clean dashboard. The assigned to me is ones that have just come in for you. Pending is ones that you've replied to. So much easier than some of the HelpDesk software where you set all these different statuses for the emails coming in, and it's just a lot of work handling the email. And I could see how to be useful in terms of analytics and tracking them from a management point of view, but if you're a small startup, you're looking for something simple, then you're definitely going to look for something that's quite easy to use. Another great function is they have snoozed here, where you can snooze a message for, say, 2 hours, 4 hours, a few days, so that it's not sitting in assigned to me inbox, but it'll come back in there for you to work on later. So that could be great in terms of the analytics further down the track. If you snooze something for, say it's a Friday afternoon, you snooze it for a couple of days, it's not going to kind of throw out your analytics of saying that your response time was, instead of being usually 2 hours, it blows out to 4 hours because of a few weekend emails that you didn't get back to. So that's a great feature as well. Following, I can imagine how if you're a manager and you wanted to follow someone else's the progress of, say, a really important email from one of your sales teams, this would be really handy. And this is one of those things where you can actually have an email program where you've still got the trust of your staff, sending emails on your behalf, receiving them, doing help desk and support. But for a manager to look in and to look at the, like if I clicked on this one, shared inboxes all, in the unassigned and assigned, this is where you end up with this really long stream of everyone's replies going back and forth. Yeah, it's just really useful for seeing the tone that your staff are using, for even being able to jump in there and add in comments, which is one of the great features of using this software. We're going to have a quick look now, just to break it up a little bit, in adding a new teammate. So over here, what we'll do is adding a teammate, really simple. So if we have test 3, and you can say which inbox do you want them to be working on. So we'll send that invite and they just get added. And what I might do actually is we'll go across the profile and just show you what you can set up in behind the scenes. So you can see here that we've got name, email address, your username, which is handy because you can have @mentions in the comments under emails, which is fantastic that you can add in comments under the emails. And you can set up your email signature. You can even have it on all the different email boxes or just on some. This feature is really interesting. I am available. So at first I just thought it was, another quick little checkbox that didn't really do a whole lot. But what's I think is really powerful about this is that you could have a support inbox where you might have rules set up so that, say, if you've got Bob and Sally in there, say Sally's going away on holidays, and usually Sally gets all the emails coming in from a particular company. If she clicks on, if she unchecks this box saying that she's not available, then her conversations won't be assigned, and then Bob could take those on, which is really handy, especially if you've got rules set up and you don't want to have to try to, change everything or another thing to remember when someone goes away. So that is interesting. We'll go into notifications. Notifications are just good to set up. Make sure that you're definitely not missing any of the emails coming in. So most of mine are all set up as email. You can get desktop ones if you've got the desktop feature. There's where you can click to enable that. We had the team that we had before, which just has your team members. In here, this is where you set up your different inboxes. Adding a new inbox is just plussing it down here. This took me a second to find, which is this negative actually will delete your inbox. So that's the way to get rid of them. Canned responses, really handy. So if we're going to set up a new one, we might say new sales inquiry. We might say thanks for your inquiry. You might have something where there's just an initial pre-email going back, or something where you've got some pretty standard wording. The only thing I found hard in here is in some HelpDesk softwares, they'll give you actually a snippet that will drag in the client's name from, say, their contact information. So you could say hi and then put in a tiny bit of code, and it'll actually say hi and then it'll put in the customer's name. I didn't find that on here, but I think it'll be a great feature in the future. I'll just add that in. New sales inquiry up there. So when you're composing a message or replying back, you'll be able to add that in. We'll go into tags. Tags is useful just for being able to sort later. So we might have, let's have a look. We'll just call this for now first stage. Second stage. Okay, I've overwritten that one. First stage, save, new tag, second stage. And so what you can do is you can tag some of the emails coming in so you know what stage they are in the pipeline, and you'll notice over here, first stage, second stage, so you can actually sort through emails just a different way under those tags. So you might have, say, different products that people are inquiring about, and you could tag them. So if you're selling trampolines and swimming pools and outdoor equipment, you could tag each of those things, and as they come in, you'll be able to tag those off. Rules is another great feature. So I'll show you how you can add a rule in. If we add in a rule, and we might say new email, actually all clients to Sally. So if it's from a certain person, from all client at Gmail, we'll just use that address. Assign to, let's pretend Sally's test user 1. So any emails that come in from Paul client at Gmail, assign them to, we'll just pretend that's Sally test user. We click save rule, and there it is there. So that'll automatically route those emails through. There's quite a few things if it's from a particular inbox or if it's to a certain person, so you can have a few things. So if someone's composing a message that's going out and you want to BCC in a particular person for if a staff member's sending emails out and you want to BCC them in, you can do that, and you can even have those BCCs go into your CRM software. Like if you're using Highrise, you can just use your BCC address, and those emails will get stored. You can also have it so that if someone sends a message or receives one in, it can archive them, delete them, add a tag, which could be handy. So if that pool client's coming in, you could add in a tag that pretending first stage is actually, say, pools. When they send in a message, it automatically gets tagged, which is going to save you quite a bit of time. So we'll save that. We've got some pretty simple integrations at the moment. There's Slack and HipChat, both chat clients. So when things happen within here, they can send those details across to Slack and HipChat. I've tried both of them out. It really, a lot of it comes down to just what you prefer in terms of a chat client. So Slack is a lot more open, using hashtags. HipChat has been around longer, probably not as nice in terms of user interface, but still definitely up there, a lot better than some of the HelpDesk softwares we just saw before. Billing tab just has information about your account and how you can update that. So that is a general look around. We won't actually be sending any emails to or from. But actually, I might try and get one in there just before I go. Just hold on. And here is a new pull inquiry that's come in. This will just show you what it looks like, because there are a few features that I want to show you. If we click on that, the great thing is it just gives you that little preview of what they are. So when you've got quite a few stacked up, it's really handy to have it in here. This is the body of the email, what it's looking like. This is where I can add that tag in. Look how quick, so quick to do that in. If you look at a few of the other programs, you'll notice how easy that is to do that. This slightly cut off the screen, but there's you can reply it back to the client here. You can also share that, forward it. You can add comments in here, which is, I really like this feature. So if I wasn't working on this, I could just jump in there and say, okay, test, we'll go for test 3. How is this going? Add a comment. What that'll do is doing an @ mention of them will send them a message, and they'll get that directly. If you don't do an @ mention, it will show up in their notifications when they log in, which is still fine, depending on how urgent it is, if you want to get it to them quickly or not. Up the top here, you'll see some of the ways that you can deal with this. I like how this isn't kind of clogging up down here. There's so much white space, which is hard to find in a lot of the HelpDesk solutions. So from here you can archive it. I can actually assign that to test 3 or Sally or whoever your teammate is straight from here. Fantastic. Following anytime I interact with one of the emails, I will start following it. You'll see it over here. Here's the snooze function. You can see all of those times. You can even have a specific time that you can snooze it, or you can delete it from here. Just really great way of being able to organize your inbox in a really clear, uncluttered way, which you can imagine in having, if you had hundreds of emails, how you want something where you can, quickly add in a tag, you can assign to other team members. Just really handy. One thing that I asked about was, how do you move it across to a different mailbox? So this has just gone to one specific, the test inbox mailbox, but how do you do that? I thought there might be a button here, like similar to, say, assign. I can assign it to a user, but how do I get it across into a different mailbox? And I heard from their CEO that you can actually just click and drag that across, and that'll go across into another mailbox. That's the way that you do it at the moment. So all up, we haven't even gone into compose, which is pretty much just like composing a normal email. All the details come up in another screen. There you go, canned responses. So we haven't really gone into that, but that pretty much gives you a quick first look at what FrontApp can do. I think it's really promising. I think they've got some great customers on board, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they'll be doing in the future, because they're going to be updating their UI for their software. They're also going to be bringing out their apps on their phone. But if you're looking for something simple, effective, a beautiful interface in terms of HelpDesk software, then definitely give FrontApp a try. Thanks, guys. Bye.